What's up guys, JR Raymond back again, coming to you from my house because I just got a quick tip for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about tape, what we should do with tape. I'm not going to teach you where to put the tape, but I think we need to talk about how it's used, why we use it, and when we need to replace it. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So a lot of people don't understand what tape, and when I'm talking about tape, I'm talking about the tape that goes in your thumb hole. Most people don't use that. And it's really frustrating sometimes to see people who tend to, this is what happens, okay? And they get a ball drilled. It's drilled with a circle thumb. They put their hand in it, and it fits good side to side. Their hand is, not swollen yet. So they go bowl for a little bit, and then the ball starts to hang up on the sides of their thumb. So they take it back into the pro shop, and they say, boy, it's sticking a little bit. Can you open it up? Can you make it a little bigger? So then the pro shop guy or gal is going to go in the back, and they're going to take that sand buzzer, and they're going to buzz it down, and they're going to open it up a little bit. And the problem is it opens it up both front to back and side to side. So they're going to open it up enough side to side to fit you side to side, because you're wider side to side on your thumb than you are front to back. So now we've got it open big enough side to side, and now it's too big front to back. So what happens? Now we start squeezing and we start grabbing. But a lot of people will tell me they don't like using tape because they don't like the texture of it. And then some people say, well, I use tape on the back side of my thumb to take up a little bit of space. Well, tape's not necessarily used just for taking up space. Tape is used for creating different shapes. So specifically for those round thumb holes that are opened up too big, now you can use tape to create that oval that you need. So you should be taping the thumb from top to bottom and tapering the tape down a little bit to create a little bit more of an oval shape to fit your thumb more properly, because you got to take up that space front to back, and then you got to make it feel right. Now I suggest going over and looking at my other video where we talked about how to place that tape to give you different types of feel on it. Link's going to be up here or somewhere, or you can just go search the channel and go find it. But it is a good video to get you to figure out where you need to put tape and why you need to be putting it in certain positions. But here's the thing. You can't just put tape in and leave it there for the remainder of the life of the bowling ball. You got to remove that, and you got to replace it every so often. And I would suggest doing it just about every time you go and bowl league. So each week you go and bowl league, you should be replacing that tape. Because if you go and you look, when you grab that ball for the first shot and you look in there, if it's white tape or even any color tape, you're going to see how dirty it is. And the texture of that tape gets really smooth. It starts to change over time, and it's actually really quick. It doesn't last as long as we would think it would. I've seen some people that have tape in their thumb hole that's ages old. So at that point, you basically don't have tape anymore because you've taken the texture away. All you're doing now is just taking up the space and creating a different shape, which is half good, but we still need that texture. We still need to feel that texture on it, so that way we can reduce the squeezing. Over on Ron Hicklin's channel, Jason Sterner actually just talked about how he replaces his tape every 3 to 4 games because he notices it starts to get a little slick and the texture changes a little bit. And when that happens, he subconsciously starts to squeeze and grab the ball more. Whereas when the texture's there, he knows he has to, soften up and be a little bit less grabby with his hand to get the ball to come off his hand properly. So as long as we keep replacing our tape as much as we possibly can, or at least on time, like that 3 to 4 game range, then we're going to have the same feel each time we bowl, and we shouldn't have a problem. So make sure to head over to BowlerX.com, get yourself some of that tape. I always recommend the Turbo Grip Strips. They come in different colors, and the reason I like those is because they're actually a little bit thicker. They have a couple of layers of adhesive on it, so they're a pinch thicker than what your typical white tape is from like Master or any of the Ebonite tapes, the Powerhouse tapes, stuff like that. They're just a little bit thicker than those. So if you ever get in between tape, you could always take one of the big purple or one of the big Turbo Grip Strips out, and you can put a regular white piece in, and then you would be just fine. So go maybe get a couple different types, because they all have a little bit different texture. You'll be able to check it out. I know Vice actually does have a bunch of different tapes that have a bunch of different textures. I know I'm not supposed to really talking about them, so I'm always going to push you to the Turbo products. But as bowlers, you should look for whatever texture, whatever type you want. So first, go try the Turbo Grip Strips. If those aren't good enough for you, then go and search and check something else out. But make sure you replace it every 3 to 4 games, okay? That's all I got for you. Make sure to comment. Let me know how much tape you use and how often you change it. Make sure to comment and like below. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Take care.